Major problems that we have in this area with squash in general is squash bugs. Some people call them shield bugs because of the shape, but they're all the same variety. So I'm doing a couple of things differently this year. Now last year, accidentally, I discovered that if I had I had seeding lettuce. I'd let my lettuce go to seed every year. And the lettuce around the squash bugs, around the squash plants, seemed to protect them. The squash plants that were surrounded by the seeding lettuce didn't get any squash bugs. So squash bugs are a flying insect, and they follow the smell of blossoms. That's essentially when you'll start to get your squash bugs, is when the plants start to bloom. They like some plants better than others, or some squash plants, squash varieties. But I noticed last year, as I said, that those surrounded by the lettuce didn't get hit by the squash bugs. I mean, not a single squash bug the entire season. And they were surrounded, outside of the lettuce, they were surrounded by other plants that had squash bugs. So this year I'm doing it a little bit differently. I have planted around most of the squash. I have planted garlic, and I have planted around some of them I planted tansy. As soon as the marigolds start coming up, if they ever do, I'm going to do the same thing. And see. These have been in the ground, in the containers under these, for maybe a week. But I noticed that one of the watermelons has been eaten, and I'll discuss that later. But I'm going to try to keep the squash bugs to a minimum this year. There are a number of tactics. But the first thing that I'm going to do is try to keep them confused by planting around all of the squash, planting varieties or plants that they don't like. So that's my first line of defense. I'll talk with you later.